Hey guys, my name's Andrew and today I'm going to be teaching you how to memorize your fretboard. It should be really easy and it should only take us about 10 minutes to learn the whole thing, which is nice. You've got to do it eventually, you may as well do it today. Let's go. Just before we begin, I'm going to do a recap. You guys already know this, I'm absolutely sure. First 6 strings of the guitar: E, A, D, G, B, E. There's a little saying, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. I learned that when I was about 14, so hopefully it helps you. First string is our E, and then first fret is an F. Now I'm not going to go all the way up and teach you that would be silly, but I do want you to remember E, then F. And then the next 3 dots as well. 3 dots are G, A, B. So that would be the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, and the 7th fret. Your guitar will also have those dots, probably. So G, A, B. And then I want you to look at the next string and play the 3 dots as well. This is C, D, and E. Now I want you to play those 6 notes and say them out loud with me. So G, A, B, C, D, and E. Now the next string we don't know yet, but we're going to learn an interval called an octave and how we can apply it. So if we go back to our G note, if you go 2 frets along, 1, 2, and then you were to go 2 strings downwards, 1, 2, that note is the same as the G. That's what an octave is. It's just a higher version of a lower note, or a lower version of a higher note. Now that's really helpful because now you know G, and because you know an A and the octave, and then you know the B and the octave. And the same thing happens on the A string. So we knew G, A, B, and then we knew C, D, E. Let's learn the octave from the A string. So that would be 2 frets along, 2 strings down. So now we're on the G string. So that note is a C. And this note, both of those are Ds, and both of those are E's. So now we should know G, A, B, C, D, E, and then we can do it the same on the next 2 strings as well. But we're missing some notes, so we need to learn an F. Now an F was way down here. Do you remember from right at the start? E to F. So this would be an F here. Now, this is an E string. And this is an E string. So we should be able to tell that this is an E, this is an F, and then we had G, A, B. So far we know a lot more than we did beforehand. G, A, B, C, D, E, G, A, B, C, D, E, and G, A, B up here. We have one string that we've not touched yet, which is our B string. Now, the octave for our B string is different. It doesn't follow the same rule of 2 frets along, 2 frets down. Doesn't follow that rule anymore. What it does follow is a slightly different rule. Now, if we go to the 3rd fret on the D string, the interval for the B string octave is 3 frets along and 2 strings down. So if you know that this was an F, you could figure out that this was the octave. And then to find the octave on the B string, 1, 2, 3, 3 frets along, 2 strings down, And you'd be able to tell that 6th fret on the B string was an F, and you probably didn't know that before, which is really, really nice. Another interesting way to learn your fretboard is to play a scale that you know and say the letter names as you go through it. You can upgrade this information later on by doing some improvisation and also saying the letter names as you improvise. That's a lot harder. Let's just try the scale just now. We're going to play an A minor scale, and I'll have it up on the screen. So this is going to be 5, 7, 8 on the thickest string, but really we're going to try and get rid of 5, 7 and 8 out of our head and think more A, B, C. Now the next string is 5, 7, 8 as well, but we're going to say D, E, F. So A, B, C, D, E, F. The next string is just going to be 5th and 7th fret, but that's going to be G and A. And we know that that's an A because it's an octave of our first A. And we're experts on octaves now, which is great. The next 3 frets on the next string will be 4th fret, 5th fret and 7th fret. That would be B, C and D. Our B note is the only one on the 4th fret on this whole scale. On the B string we've got 5, 6, 8, which would be an E, an F and a G. And our last string is back to A, B, C. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Not too bad. Try it backwards with me. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Now that scale is one of the easiest scales that we can learn. There's no sharps, there's no flats in it. Now sharps and flats don't make things inherently more difficult on the guitar, but it is nice and easy just to memorize a scale that is really, really commonly used. Probably the most commonly used scale would be A minor, C major. So once you've got that scale down, you can put in sharps or flats to suit your key. So let's say, for example, we were in G major. Now G major has F sharps. So whenever you were to play that scale, you would need to sharpen each F note. Now sharpening a note means putting it up 1 fret, and flattening a note means putting it down 1 fret. Now not all notes can be sharped and flatted. E goes straight into F, which would be like this. There's no such thing as an E sharp or an F flat. They're just E and F. So now that you know the G, A, B, C, D, E and how to work out octaves, now that you also know our A minor scale and how sharps and flats work, you should be able to work out all of the frets on our guitar. So working out the first 2 strings and using octaves for the 3rd and the 4th string, using the different type of octave for the 5th string, the B string, and then remembering that our last string is the same as our thickest string, you should be able to work out any note on the fretboard. Now, a little side note, once we get past 12th fret is essentially open again. So 13th fret just acts as 1st fret. That's something some guitarists don't know, but most could do. Anyway, if you don't know it, you do now. So 15th fret would be a bit like 3rd fret, but an octave up. You won't be able to memorize every single note in 10 minutes on our fretboard. That is kind of impossible. But knowing this information, you should be able to carry on with your practice over the next couple of months and attach notes to frets that you're playing very often and know that that's B flat, know that that's F. And over time, that just sort of becomes natural to you, and eventually you just know every single note on your fretboard. Thanks very much for sticking through this lesson, guys. I've got more lessons coming up in the near future. I've got a lot more time to make Skillshare courses, so I think I'm going to be making, hopefully, a couple a month for at least the next wee while. Cheers. Bye.